Welcome back everybody to the channel. My name is NutRaisin. We are doing more Splashy hours as it turns out, because the promotion has been continued until Friday currently, I believe. So subsequently the streams will start a little later this week and will last a little longer. They added a Splashy hour for the Americans, for the American time zones between, I think, 3 and 5 in the morning. So I'll do my best to still be around and, you know, awake, capable of playing at that point in time. We'll see how it goes. Definitely will take them up on their offer for the first two Splashy hours happening. I.e. one starting in 1 hour and the next one at midnight. Actually, not one starting, it's two of them starting. Alright. Guess we won't be winning a big one here. We are sitting on 3 tables, all PLO 50, that we just got started. Was just about to load up some microgaming tables. Turns out we don't need them. This is over here. Gentleman is sitting out. Let's hope he comes back. Came back. Alright. Nice queen, 9-8. Decent open. Nope. Well, giving us a pair, but not gonna do anything about it in this hand. Just checking. Huh. Alright, that'll work. Just checking here for starters sounds pretty good. That's a pretty neat card, all in all. Small blind is not gonna have straights there a lot. If he does, he should have bet them right away. Well, maybe not. We're not folding in the end here. Hope he doesn't bet pot. But I really don't see myself letting this one go. Alright, did have the 6-7. €1 splash here. Also a decent start. Gentleman just completes. And we flop. Alright. Flop a nut flush draw. Blockers like make a 9 or 10 roll off. Or a jacket for that matter. Probably still gonna call here, depending on what the action is leading up to us. That's perfect. Definitely afford that, and we make the second nuts, barring a straight flush. Get called, and we should be good. Well, we are gonna be good. Duh. Don't see anything too crazy happening at the tables just yet. Let's check out what the gentleman called with, what he had on table 3. He had the hand we had before that, ace 9, 8, 7. We flopped 2 pair, he had 9 high clubs as well. Alright. All makes sense. Ace is all. Here we're letting go. First big hand here potentially, yep, getting called. It's a nice flop. Jack high flush here, went check check all the way. Just gonna check, I completed here. Flush takes it down. Let's take one off, we get called by the gentleman. Now the rest of the money is going in. Here we now check folding, I suspect. Yeah, that 5 doesn't do anything for us. We get called and we are... Wow. Okay. I was gonna say we were good, we were excellent. And got... Jesus. Got riveted there a little bit. What, a 4-outer? Oh, that's not a very auspicious start of the day. Whereas here we make 2 pair now with the blocker and the open-ender ourselves. Got better 2. Here I raised, he tried to limp. Flop quite nice, top pair and then the wrap, take it down here as well. What a nasty start. Oh well. Sure. Not bad. Probably gonna be a check raise. Here, let's start off by checking, make 2 pair. Checks again, let's do the same. We're just gonna check again on table 1. Every once in a while we take it down, not very often though. This time we do. Much worried about the jack, more about a higher straight. And there's no point in trying to bluff this guy, I suspect. That'll work too. The 8-8-6 deuce, huh? Pair wrap, backdoor flush draw. Just gonna check behind, I think. I mean, it's close-ish. That'd be the nuts for us currently with the redraw 2 better straights. And we go from having the nuts to having the nuts. Take it down, do not get caught. Low straight for us, queen high. We will do our best to make it look like a value, but I bluffed the flop. Check the turn. Alright, we do get it done here. And this is a raise. This time in the 150 splash, we need to let go. Can also call a 3-bet. Not a board where we are ever checking. Having 3-bet. Not gonna love getting raised, but we kinda have to go with it if we do. Alright. That would be the straight... the other thing, the flush for us. And we're good there. What does the gentleman have? Jack 9-8-6 with a 9 high heart draw and flush in the end. That's pretty neat. Take it down. Got checked twice. You're gonna do some like betting at this point. Whoa, playing a decent one it seems. Ace King takes it down pre on table 3. Hey, aces. Let's try this again. Or not. So 45 minutes until the splashy hours start. I think so far, during the first 7 days of the promo, we've seen at least one 100 BB splash every day. Took down a few. Saw 1000 BB splash. See what comes our way this week. New table opens. That's not so great. On the other hand, it's not so great for the small blind. Still, we're gonna check here if we can. Okay. To make it straight. Probably good the way this hand has been played, yep. I'll check this one out. Be a little bit too thin. Oops, not that. Gonna fold this to a raise, so we might as well check it out now. Flop a gutter. Okay. Give us a double gutter. We still let it go, I think. Whole bunch of aces over here. What was it? Button with Jack 7, 6, 6, right? Here everybody keeps checking. We are gonna go for a bluff with a blocker and top and middle pair. More aces on table 1, Jesus. 2 pair and a... Do we have 2 pair? No. I'm still a bit slow. Not quite done waking up yet, I feel. The aces took it down pre. We make the wheel. And sixes with the Jack 7 things sort of do not get played at all on the button. With more people behind, I wouldn't play this one either, I think, under the gun. Although that might be a tad, it probably is a tad too nitty. Let's check it out. No, it's not. On a full table, it does not get played at all. Here, we took one down with a re-raise from the small blind. And I think this one we're letting go. Blind versus blind, flop a pair and a wrap. Adding a flush draw. Gentleman keeps checking. Yeah, let's check it once more. Keeping the pot small. Wow, we went from, you know, table starting works. We went from having had 0 tables going, 1 entry at PLO 50 18 minutes ago, to now having 24 entries. So we do make that straight. Now a flush board. It's not the best straight. We don't block flushes. We're letting this one go. I have 2 3-euro splashes, which is why I raised here, and here I should have raised as well. We had one limpo in front. So I have a gutter nut flush blocker. Okay. Here we're calling one as well with a pair open-ender. And there would be a straight for us. Here we make a pair. That's an excellent question. 2 flushes on board. You know, normally I raise here, but with 2 flushes or flush draws on board, the backdoor one coming in, this guy kept betting all the way. I think we're good. Oh, we split. Wait, what? Did I misread my hand? Possible. Oh no, he had a flush. Okay, okay. Didn't see the 2 hearts there. Fair enough. Tables are filling up. Oh. Make the second nuts over here. The only reason why I'm in this hand is because this gentleman just limped on the button power limp. Okay. Taking it down. On the button, it's a fine open. Also gonna call a raise here. This is what it comes down to as well. Josephine, I've seen, whenever I glanced over, seen her involved in a lot of the hearts, especially the bigger ones. So we have a pair open-ender on a rainbow board. Hate to see a pot-size bet, which we're not getting. We can definitely call. That's not so great. Might or might not stop Josephine from betting though. Ooh, €5 splash. Guess we could try limp. Certainly not my standard approach, not even in splashes, but give it a shot. We can call a single raise probably, depending on how many people join the pot. Bets pot. I think we're letting it go on a paired board, still drawing somewhat. Not much shown on value here. Yeah. So I ended up calling, since it was 3 ways I was closing the action. We do flop a wrap of sorts. Again on a paired board. Chat betting half pot. I think we're taking one off here. See if that slows him down, the fact that we called. Nope. No need to raise it up here in the big blind. Don't flop much, unfortunately, except for one gutter to the nuts. Wait, no, we didn't have a single gutter at all. Now we have a pretty strong hand. Or at least a lot of potential. Right now we don't have anything, naturally, but we ain't folding. And we make the nuts for a change. Up a set. Still gonna bet. Got raised, but we got raised smallish, so I ended up calling. Josephine still in the tank. Let's it go. We're potting it for change. Hope this guy's call happy. Can't really say. Looks like he is. And looks like we're gonna be good. Nice. Queen of Diamonds! Oh, fancy seeing you here. Thank you very much for the good lucks. I've seen that they added an hour for the American, or in your case, Canadian time zones. Thank you very much for the good luck. Same to you. Yeah, I'm distracted for a moment. Right. Did you see any decent splashes last night? Because I suspect if they show up, there are probably not that many tables going at that time of night. I don't know. Barely played at these hours on RunItOnce. So if they happen, you will probably be at the right table. Or you won't be missing it. Are you going to be streaming more this week then? Because the Queen of Diamonds is a very charming, very nice streamer. And streams micro no limit for mostly on RunItOnce, I think exclusively, right? If I've seen you stream other sites. Josephine. Right? No, this is fine. Hey, and that is absolutely wonderful here. We get to put all the money in pre with our aces, with the king and the 7 and the suit. We're up against that kind of hand which needs to make 2 pair or a flush. Ooh, we fade a lot of the deck on that turn. It was a huge turn for him. Nice! Shazam! Right, so if you're ever in the mood for a very charming and very streamer and a very nice stream, check out the Queen of Diamonds. PLO memberina of the RunItOnce streaming family. Get raised. That's an excellent question. I think triple suited, you're usually supposed to let it go. Quite sure if the extra euro in there makes a difference. It might, and we are going to be in position. Let's make a very not very optimistic, but rather light call. Which flops alright. 2 pairs still very often good. That's an excellent bet sizing, sir. It's a bet sizing I wouldn't employ much out of position. Might either be just the way he does it, or maybe really flopped like a monster. Like I said, plus the nut flush draw, which would of course be horrible for us. Especially now, since we have the second nuts. No redraw, really. And we're gonna continue by checking here. Single raised pot. Gonna bet small. And again, the call with aces, basically. Quick fold, good for this guy. Half pot, I mean... Nah, at this point we only had the backdoor flushes. Running 2 pair, which is not the greatest prospect on a board like this. "30 minutes. 31 actually, until we get going with the splash. Yeah. No. I don't think so. Where does it leave us? We lost 1 buy-in to a 4-outer and are now actually in profit for the session so far. It's early days, all subject to change. But so far so good. Just gonna be a call. All right. Ooh, oh, sorry. Oops. I thought I'd clicked that button. 33 entries now at PLO 50. Nice. Alright. Fix the wave 2. Already in set for the splashy hours. We've already seen some fun splashes. We saw a bunch of 3 euro splashes, a bunch of 5 euro splashes. In a 1 euro splash this time you have a very decent hand. That goes with the open limp as a short stack. That is not a winning strategy. Not at 100 BB and definitely not at whatever that is. 30, 40 big blinds, something. Now here, with the min raising, that allows us to call and flop the world. Jesus. 3 euros extra might be coming our way here. Initial limper bolts. Initial limper. I don't think that's something I ever said before in the channel. Usually it's the initial raiser, or 3 better, or whatever. Three ways, I think we are just fine letting this one go. She knows. Usually only happens when I'm either at the dentist or carrying some, i.e. moments where you can't scratch. It's a pity for 250, but even if he's bluffing us, we're gonna have a hard time bluff catching, and right now we'll be doing so with Queen High. Checking, possibly even the better option without a heart. Let's give us a wheel draw. Looks like we split it up. Damn it, I forgot. Forgot if this is one of the spots where we're just calling the small blind, or... I mean, now we're not folding. Here, I suspect we might be good sometimes. Although the 9 isn't great, puts a lot of straights out there, never mind. We are good, it seems, right? I think we were. Not a great flop, so I'm going to keep him from c-betting. We have no chance of maybe rivering or turning an 8 or queen, because we can't call. We won that. Yeah, we did win that one. It's tempting. Problem is we're not gonna get rid of enough players to make this a decent move. Also, we can't bet enough on the flop to get many draws out there. Because, oh, you know, with the $5 in the middle, we can only bet what is not being splashed, 238 here. No intention of folding just yet, though. Backdoor nut flush draw, top pair, and a gutter to the nuts. Make it a 5 of hearts, spice things up. Well, that's spicing things up, unfortunately not for us. I'm sure somebody's gonna like that deuce of clubs. Up a top pair here, we're gonna check. Make top 2. And very likely gonna call down. It's a small flush, or if you're good. Oh, that'll work too. I mean, on the other hand, half pot size, I don't see that being employed as a bluff very often. We don't have a single, whatever it was, diamond, I believe. Maybe better off just folding. Not being results oriented, him having the 10s, but he's just gonna show up with either something like that or a small flush. Small to medium flush. So threshold for getting it in over here. Oh, it was a small pot, okay. This one might get a bit bigger. Blocking anything? Nope. Flush draw versus queen, and oh, you fill up on the turn right away. It's a pretty neat hand for him. For the small blind, the short stacker, not a small blind. At top 2, flush draw, open-ended, straight flush, I believe. I don't know. Nice hand for him. Top 2 with excellent blockers. We are gonna be betting a lot here. As in, we'll keep betting a lot. No need, it turns out. At this point, we are very likely letting it go if he bets again. I mean, that probably depends a bit on the sizing. That's not a horrible card. Find the ace king. No, neato. Very decent hand on table 1. Ace, king, king, 9 over here. Double suited. Oh, we get raised. We are MP. Would go for an... Go for the raise fold, but if we get raised again, we do need to fold it. Yeah, kinda like that. In this case. If we get called, then we can shove a lot of flops. We only get called, meaning we are, unless we're up against queens, that's a wonderful flop. If he has queens, then, oh, sorry for the touch on the mic there. Then GG. Really shouldn't be aces. Nice. So I suspect this one does not get raised, like normally. Does not get, what, 3-4 bet, but let's check up on it just to be safe. Yeah, usually just gets raised called. Which is what I'm doing almost all the cases there. I think this is one of the very few times that I've raised ace king, re-raised ace king king from middle position, even double suited. You'll likely be able to find a lot of mistakes in my game. Blind versus blind, one of the spots I haven't never looked into much. So you're bound to find even more there. Are we up against the BB? Two flushes. Out there, I think we kind of want to call, and not sure how often, if we're successful with that bluff often enough. It does make a bunch of sense. And you know, why not have a bluff here? A shop with a lot of value hands. King Jack, King 10, mainly. Sometimes Ace King. Well, why not mix a bluff into that as well? On the new table 6 we also have a pretty cool spot, single raised pot. We have a top pair and a grab. Let's actually do some betting. Catch a pretty decent flop over here. Don't need to go large on a board like this. We take it down with the raise. Huh. That's quite neat. Flopping the nuts. Much in the way of redraws. 2 block full house is a tiny bit holding a 5. And take it down. And flop babkas. On the whole, we're doing quite alright, I believe, currently. One we lost in the beginning was a little bit unfortunate, and we're up. Half a buy-in. Cool. Long way to go, though. I will be streaming the Splashy hours, the 2 Splashy hours coming up now in 15 minutes. Then I'll go on a dinner break. I'll be back before midnight for those Splashy hours, and I'll try to actually play the 3rd Splashy hours that they've now added. Which happen from 3 to 5 in the morning. Central European summer or German time if you want. Maybe not both of them, but at least until from 3 to 4. I'd love to play the 80% rakeback hour. I'm gonna mix in a little bit of bluffing here, or semi-bluffing. Switch back to this one. We do get raised. Fair enough. A bit of unusual line by myself there. And we'll make sure next time we lead against this guy that we'll have the goods. And try and see if he wants to raise then as well. More aces coming our way in the small blind. Still curious to see what ends up happening here. Here, single raise pot, we just gonna check behind. It's not a bad one, giving us an open-ender pair and a nut flush draw. Also not a bad one. By any means out of position, we're gonna bet large. Here, wait. Okay, she took it down, wasn't the initial 3-better. Make the nuts. Get raised here, money's going in. Quite nice. Shouldn't be a problem for now. She might be quite a profitable card, unless if he has a 10, unless he fills up. Shouldn't be full right now. Not many 10-5s, 10-4s get played. Low set we would have heard about on the flop, I suspect. Do take it down. Did not get called on the flush hand on table 5. MP Adam! Back in the channel. Good to see you, my friend. Now I'm starting to have doubts about the 9-month subscription badge, MP Adam. Seeing how I didn't know that you can't like zoom in on those. Like if you zoom in on a, or if you click on an emote, you get displayed a larger version of it. Does not work that way with sub badges. So I'm kind of curious if the 3 nuts will show up as opposed to the 1 nut this girl is currently holding. We'll see soon in like 2 months, I guess. Ideally, if people still want to be around then and still want to stay subscribed. Yeah, session is starting fine, MP Adam. Up half a bind, something like that. Have a few bluffing spot. This one worked. This one's gonna work a lot. Specifically against the big blind. Gonna find us a new table 5. Ooh, what's happening here? Yeah, since this guy's sitting out. The 6-high flush. Alright, if this guy don't call happy in big pots, question mark. Certainly good to know. Bunch of hands out there that can call that we beat. Nine minutes. Then the chances of seeing a decent or huge splash go way up. Whoa. Already seeing a bunch of nice splashes all over the board. 6 big blinds extra in here. Guess if it stays limped, we are gonna try to participate. Flop an open-ender on a rainbow limped board, meaning nobody will probably be able to bet enough unless it goes bad raise to get us out of there just yet. It's also quite nice. With the flush draw, we'll just start by checking here. I'm gonna check once more actually. A decent card, maybe a 9 wants to play. Giving us a jack-high flush draw on top. Table 1 we didn't get called and take it down. Talk about it later. Yeah, sounds good. That's problematic. I think I'm still gonna call. Now this is the point where we could go in for a bluff. I think we might want to, seeing that we have no showdown value whatsoever. Rebet pot with the aces. Takes it down. I think this guy was capable of folding in a spot before. It's another good reason to give it a shot. It'd be wonderful if you find a fold. Nice. And you know, not just the fact that we had no showdown values played into that, also we had a jack blocking the nuts. And we weren't blocking the nut flush at least, we were blocking diamonds, fortunately. But that being said, even without the jack in my hand, I would have gone for the bluff there. Very, very often at least. Gonna reset the tables where I'm deep in hopeful anticipation of a huge splash. And meanwhile, they are playing a big one, and we flop the complete wrap for a change on a rainbow board. And take it down. Whoa. Alright. You guys have fun. Speaking of fun, what's happening up here? Jeez. So everybody had a... Okay, it's a small pot. Somebody was really short here. So I was gonna say everybody get a... Not so strong hand, not an all-in hand pre necessarily. Quite nice. Even against the shorty, we're gonna lead here. And that gets the job done. Some extra money in the pot. "36 entries, people are gearing up for the promo hours. Alright. Two pair. Sizing up a little bit for a change. Pretty helpful on the whole. That damn it. That isn't. Ace king, ace queen is gonna call us a lot. I think any ace is gonna call us a lot. Probably has, if he has an ace, probably like an ace 7, ace 9. So we block those. Oh, he doesn't have an ace, that'll work too. Whereas we have aces all over the place. Here and here. Wait, where did it go? Okay. Flop pretty decent over here, I would say. Pair and a nut flush draw. Out of position, sizing up. The other aces take it down pre. Giving us a gutter. Do we part it? I think we part it. And take it down. Turn the nuts over here. If we get raised, we're letting it go. And even if the guy is sitting out, this might be asking a bit too much of king 4-3. Let's check up on it. For MP effectively. No, it's fine. Actually, it's a raise call. Huh. Well, in the past I made a bunch of mistakes overplaying kings. If I make some underplaying kings, then so be it. More aces. Get a top pair after it went check through on the flop. I'm gonna bet a little bit smaller to keep the SPR as high as possible should a diamond roll off. But we take it down right away on the flop. And are now looking at 40 entries at PLO 15. Neat. And the splashy hours have officially begun, I believe. With us flopping the nuts here, blind versus blind. Not flopping bad here either. Board pairing, which we actually cover. We actually do have a trips full house outs here. For that reason, we could have just checked, which we'll do here. Check once more, never folding. Would be the nut straight with a heart in our hand, meaning I'm gonna call down here a lot. Fair enough. But would you look at that, we get more aces. Aces all over the place. Yep. We would never not see betting on a board like this. Having b-bet. Bets on the two people, we're gonna let this go, I believe, even if he folds. Now doubly so. An excellent turn for us. Wrap and a flush draw against the BB. Actually gonna bet this. Curious to see what ends up happening. This guy probably has a draw, which he should turn to a bluff a lot. Although, nah, maybe not on this. Never mind, not on this board. Table 1, we took it down. Flush draw and the wrap. Seeing a raised pot and flop and check check. Any point to trying this line? That's not. Didn't like my turn check once I... my... wait. river check. But maybe the whole line there was a little bit weird by me. Benenda? Nope. Just giving up on it. Hey, that looks nicer. King Queen 10-9 double. Not gonna fall to re-raise. I think this is one to fire a bunch of bullets on. I don't know, maybe folding the turn. We do have top pair, we have the gutter 2 pair outs. Most of them are sometimes good. Get a walk here. Is king 10-4. I think it's probably alright. Although I have been a little bit trigger happy with the squeezes in the past. So I'll check up on that one. Do lose some people already, that is awesome. Only one caller and have a top pair. I think we're gonna check here a lot. Don't quote me on it. It's the worst bet sizing. So we have the top pair. 2 pair outs might be compromised here. I.e. the king, for example, puts a straight out there. With that backdoor flush, which is annoying. As in annoying to fold. I'll let it go. Don't quote me on that one either. Actually, that might be an interesting one for the Discord, and I will note it down and put it up there later. Earlier would be quite a feat. Pretty much no, only little equity here. No real draws, nothing. Might as well go in for the bluff. And I think this one we fold to a raise. I'll check up on it. And I will fold it. We are in the cutoff, basically. Yeah, either way is fine. Raise calling, raise folding. It's called, huh? Start off by checking. No, the guy who started betting on the turn. Checked and check folds. Took one off. On this board. Alright. Be tough to call this if he bets. Gonna give him a note, like just a general not too trigger happy question mark. Hey, I intend to be a little bit trigger happy here myself. Aces and eights. We flop, alright. What if by checking here, blind versus blind? Not so much to get a check raise in. Just what's he gonna bet here? More to disguise our hand a little bit. Wow. I guess in that case, could call and check the turn again. Well, let's do that. Let's play this one a little bit differently. So we're not gonna be able to lose this hand anymore. Question is, are we gonna get more money out of him? If he bets pot again, that's half. I think we're gonna raise in the very optimistic hope that he has jacks. Interesting hand. Oh, okay. Who knows? Maybe king jack, maybe a wrap. Whoa, what's happening here? Decent part. We have double suited kings with an ace on another table. Want to see how this ends first. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go for the raise. Yeah. 1250 splash here, by the way. Alright. Don't flop horrible here. Top pair, back down that flush and the gutter, and take it down. Short stack is raising it up. Oof. Need to let go, it's a pity. Here's to see what Lexi ends up showing up with. Alright, so we know that now about her. So, splashed apart maniac, huh, Lexi? Okay, top pair blocking our own outs, but also blocking diamonds and straights a little bit. That's excellent. Giving us the nuts and no mistake. Pity we have that queen. Might want to check here a little bit, actually. I think that we're blocking everything. Bunch of other interesting spots coming up. Three ways, we do take it down, do not get called, not a huge surprise. I think I'll pot it here. And here, air, open-ender, and both back doors. Take one off. Let's see if the board pairing. Here on table 2 we did take it down with the pot size. Yeah, we're gonna let it go at this point. Ace is in a 150 splash, 3 BB. In the meanwhile, we go for another bet here and are successful. Pretty nice. Also nice to be blocking top 2. And I think if we get raised to the stage, the money's going in. We're blocking the nuts. I think it's gonna come down to us checking. We're not getting the the queen 9 out. King jack is a possibility. Just gonna check behind. A lot of hands are gonna check behind here. And we're getting called by pretty much anything that beats us except for the king jack. That blows. So the king jack is not betting. I might have mine to call here actually, because two pair not betting at this point. I don't need to. We block the nuts. The queen 9 is not... Well, the queen 9 is betting when I check a lot. Nah, did have the queen 9. He also had the blockers to the... Like, he had the queen jack. So... I don't think I hate the call. We see blockers or misdraws. Which is pretty much the same at this point. Showing up here a lot. They have a huge incentive to bluff. Alright. We're still up half a bind for now. No, I think that was fine. As a bluff catch call. I think the analysis is pretty good. Like the king jack is not betting, doesn't need to. Bluffs and hands that beat us up betting there. And a lot of bluffs show up there on the whole. At least they would in my range. Single raise pot, here we take it down. Flop top and bottom. Not single raise pot, limp pot, what am I talking about? That is alright. Take it down with the queen 5. More grease! Thank you very much for the drop-in. Thanks for the good luck. Can always use some good luck. Looking and working today. Alright. That is excellent. Exactly the reason why I checked, hoping to get the check raise in on a board where we block our own out and don't have any spades. This way we can avoid of nasty turn decisions if we were able to either take it down now, which would be awesome too, or get it in now. Because for him calling is awkward. Being 15 behind. Also has this guy to worry about. We had 1 cent more, for a handful of cents more. And you have the what now? You get there, really? The 10-8? Okay, you have the 10-8 and the flush draw that I can understand. A pity, but I can understand it. Yeah, I think we're just going with this. Very likely ahead right now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Out for us? Nope. We weren't ahead, and he had the ace-king. That was the worst scenario that he was already full. That part wasn't so bad. Still like a 60-40 spot, but him having the ace-king... Not a nice part. Man, 12 bucks in the middle. Not a hand I usually play. Goes without saying. If we start bluffing here, we have to bluff the river as well. Unless we get raised, of course, now, then we just let it go. Alright, did we go 0 for 3? Or what's gonna be the result here? Nope. Take that one down. Cool. Whoa. Aces against what? Where did the money go in here? Pre-flop? What the deuce? Wait, was that a splash pot or what happened here? No, doesn't look like it was a splash. She'd just be crazy. I'll keep an eye on, what, Lexi? Lexi for sure, wow. Jeez. I love hearing that, Mogris. Mogris won during the huge giveaway a month ago. Almost a month ago at this point. Won a month's subscription to the Jan Addis Mastermind, and I love hearing that you're getting the most out of it. Learned I'm playing way too many hands. Yeah, that's something a lot of people learn at first, and that's an important lesson to stick right there. That's deadly in PLO. This is sweet. Double suited aces get to 4-bet pre-flop. I love hearing that, Mogris. Money's going in. Up against a pair. Just a pair. Wow. Come on, stay good. Can stay good here. We lost 3 pots in spots where we got the money in alright. Even when we're up against the full house, the flop full house with the aces, we got the money in fine in the end. All of our outs weren't covered by the other player then. That? Putting us roughly 2 binds in the hole for now. Big pots are happening all over the place. Great, and 2 pair. Wow. The games are good from what I can see. The games are certainly good. So how do you like the mastermind, the structure and everything? Mogris, I'm curious. 5 euro splash, not gonna be that crazy. Wait, sorry? Okay. 2 pair. 10s and 9s in a BBB splash. On the Lexi table, who just doubled up with a random hand against aces. Flop 2 pair, that's when the money went in this time around. Yeah, playing way too many hands and not playing them strongly enough, especially pre-flop, is a huge deal in PLO. Like, limping isn't a thing at all. For example. Just gonna check for starters. Now kings and queens have a tough time calling if that's what he should be holding. It's not a great one, unfortunately. And we have to check and let it go. Even against Lexi. Oh, shot up with the 3, actually. Double suited ace king jack 4. Lexi involved once more. She might really be worth keeping an eye on. "30 minutes left of the first Splashy hour with 80% rakeback and then another one with 65 coming up." Jeez, wow. Aces and just a 10, 2 backdoor flushes. Alright. Download all the documents from the mastermind as well, Mogris, because those you can keep after the subscription ends, like all the preflop charts, all the jazz. And I think the preflop trainer stays active afterwards as well. I believe once you join the mastermind once, you get to keep access to the preflop trainer. Quite a valuable tool. I underutilize it for sure. Pretty decent for us, blocking straights quite heavily and flopping the set. Taking university courses then they're very easier than this. Me too! Learn from videos. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that I understand. For me it's perfect since I'm an audio-visual learning type. But if that's not your thing, I understand that being an issue. We go from flopping great to turning awesome. Get raised here, we can't fold. Don't be the 5 deuce. Is the 5 deuce we need to fill up, and this time around we do. Not losing that one, huh? Getting a buy-in back and also Shazam. Here nobody's deep, so we don't need to. I have no incentive of getting up, resitting. Best way to end, yeah, you know, pausing and taking frequent notes is an excellent way to do it, matter of fact, yeah. Because while I'm an audio-visual learning type, writing stuff down, making cheat sheets basically, has worked out, has been my learning strategy for all my college exams and all exams in general. Just compressing everything down to a couple of cheat sheets and not with the intention of actually using them to cheat, but because writing it down again and compressing helped me a lot. So, we river the nuts here. And here we have an excellent spot where we get to, what, 4-bet with aces. And we're in a spot against Lexi. Here. Alright, first of all, let's deal with this then. Lexi checks, we'll check behind. Gonna be 3 ways very often. Aces, yeah, he has aces too. Oh, that's a good card for you. Who's doing what? We are splitting up his buy-in. Sweet! Yeah, you know, he had a huge equity advantage there. Except that unfortunately his flush draw was covered by the other guy, but otherwise he was doing excellent pre-flop. The third caller in the aces versus aces hand, I mean. No point in betting against Lexi. Makes 2 pair in the end. Yeah, fair enough. Telling us a little bit more about her ranges though. Decided to come in for the 3-bet there. Just put us back in profit now, but we are only down a buy-in now. In the meanwhile, these peeps are putting some money in. Potentially. Got it through nuts, excellent future blockers, and both backdoor flushes would prefer not to fold there. Huge turn for him, but does not get there. Yeah, not folding. Putting one of the backdoor flushes out there. I take it that's not your thing, taking notes, Mockeries. You notes, okay. Yep. Checking sounds good. Nah, we're not gonna do anything about it. Although, what if he checks? We might try to sell the Queen Jack, seeing that we have no showdown value. On the other hand, we're blocking draws quite handsomely, but an ace-queen type of hand has a tough time calling here. Right on. I was just gonna say this is too loose. Probably I'll check it out. It is too loose too. Doesn't matter that we flop great. Actually, I think it is too loose. As I said, I'm gonna go check it out. Raise it right away. Big BB versus MP, huh? 8953. We get to play for it all. We do have the nuts currently, right? Right. Doesn't have a flush draw. We're doing quite great. If he just has aces. Wow. We're doing excellent. We're taking one down. Shazam! So, 9853. How horrible is that? It's the solver's opinion. Somewhere between not great and approaching pretty bad. So here we have a whole bunch of people deep. Maybe we're gonna resit this one. Because a huge splash happens, we need to get it in for a deep four ways. Or to avoid that. Alright. Also a nice hand down here, which takes it down pre. Get kings on the Lexi table. Gonna call. Flop. A whole lot of nothing here. Swinging and a miss. We do block the second nuts. And have pair. Eh. Set against set here. Eats it out, huh? Okay. At this point, we'll never find a fault. Checks. Go for a small one to possibly induce. Or just get value as it turns out. I suspect in the previous hand this gentleman had a draw. Oh yeah, I don't know what he had. I didn't see. Checking sounds good. 2 pair and a blocker to the nuts. You know what? We're actually gonna go for a raise fold for a change. I call here a lot since we do have a bunch of outs ourselves. 7 gives us the second nuts. Jack gives us the nuts. Can fill up. Can fold his lower straight or whatever this he ends up having. Would be nice. Meanwhile, they're going for it all, and he has, wow, he has absolutely nothing on that board. Oh, not absolutely nothing, had an open ender. Jeez. Right on. The bluff takes it down. And there the turn raise definitely was the main point why it did. Because that looked really strong. And he definitely had us beat. He's not thinking about calling with the 10-8, unless it's like 10-8, 9-9 specifically. He blocks all the straights, but then I don't know if he would take that long. Either he would probably still end up folding. Or lead it himself on the river. 5 euro splash? Nope, unfortunately. In the meantime, aces against how did you win? Oh, because you made the flush, alright. So, Singer's part I called closing the action. Pasha Boyer! Hey, welcome to the channel, Pasha. No, I don't. In the past, when I was short stacking, I played up to PLO 100 and took shots at PLO 200 when great people sat down there. As in, you know, players I want to play against. Other than that, no. I restarted my PLO career in February when I started streaming and moved from short stacking to 100 BB PLO and moved through the ranks from PLO 10 up to currently PLO 50. And the rest will have to wait until the bankroll allows it. Tend to be quite nitty when it comes to bankroll management. Currently looking at 100 buy-ins for each level that I want to play. Not such a great turn. No, so and I only recently moved up, had a few days in between, but on the whole, I'm doing fine at PLO 50 currently, and it'll take me a while to get to PLO 100. Hey, thank you for the follow, Pasha. Cheers, appreciate it. Play as many hands as we can on this on the Lexi table. And here against the BB and against Lexi specifically, we actually are gonna c-bet. We play so many hands, the chances that she has something here are pretty remote. $12.50 splash. We do have a hand of swords. Unfortunately, it is offsuit, but we're still gonna raise, trying to dissuade, trying not to make this a family part. If somebody comes over the top, things get interesting. But with the extra money in there, even offsuit, we probably end up having to call. Let's burn that bridge once we get to it, though. It's actually not horrible. The question is, do we want to start building a part? I think the answer might actually be yes. I'm gonna get flush draws out for this price. Well, if he has a flush draw, he might leave the hand because there's two people left to act behind him. Any 3-4 queen, of course, would be amazing. Just taking it down is awesome. 12.50 in rakeback coming our way in that single hand. Sweet. Now that's a bittersweet flop. Sweet parts are we do have a queen, we have the open ender ourselves, and a diamond. Blocking draws quite heavily. Sadly, we also block our own outs by holding a jack. Let's try to keep this one reasonable. As in, keep the pot size reasonable. Now at this point, we might actually want to go for the check raise. Or lead against her. She's... I don't know how call happy she is. No, she's aggressive in her own right. Get a call? I wonder by what? Kings. King 10-4, really? I guess, okay, I guess there's a blocker play there. Turning a set. Good thing the board didn't pair. We would have lost it all in that hand against her. You almost sound like you're from Holland. I do have some friends in Holland. I spent a couple of days there every year. But no, Germany. East Germany to be exact. But I spent a year in the US, spent 2 years in Canada. So I guess they do not, unfortunately. No, they don't have a license in the US currently. I'm not sure if they're pursuing one. I think they want to build up a customer base in countries where the investment is more worth their while at this point. But I don't know. Oh, right, right, right. I see Adam taking excellent care as always of all the questions. And I'll chime in with whatever I can. Yeah, it's the site by, in case you haven't heard about it, the site by Phil Galfond, which is currently in beta. They do a few things differently. You can't use HUDs. Instead, you have the dynamic avatars. Like, where's a better example? Probably here. A sleep dude is very tight. Dude with like a concerned... Dudes and ladies with a concerned expression are the tight egg rolls. What else do we have? Smiling gentleman here is a passive. If you can see the teeth, it is loose aggro. If the mouth is completely open, it is very loose aggro and things like that. So you have the avatars taking indicating playstyles. You have the splash pods, which are different than how rakeback is done on other sides. Yeah, we're gonna go for 2 barrels now at this point. Actually thought about leading the flop as well. As the weakest, softest tables. I don't much know about the US-facing sites, since I don't need to play on them, quote-unquote. I mean, there are fine sites among them, I heard. It's just... did I get better rakeback deals on other sites, so I never really looked too much into US sites. I did hear some decent things about Bovona, nevertheless. But man, the games on RunItOnce are great as well. I know that's unfortunately of no help to you. I think this has a decent chance of working. Sometimes people get sticky, call us down. And down here things get interesting. Top pair, open-ender, blocker. Probably have to take one off. Take it down here, and that's an excellent question. 2 pair outs are kind of dirty. As in they put straights out there, but I feel the flop pot might have gotten a little bit too big in order to be able to fold with the open-ender and the spade. Like, give me no spade, I can see myself folding this a lot. And we needed the open-ender here against the top set. Fair enough, unfortunately. Gingues, I'm probably butchering the name pronunciation-wise. Cheers for the follow, though. Thank you very much. Not only is it completely off topic, which is entirely fine for this channel, but more importantly, I have no idea about soccer. I know I'm completely going against the grain there when it comes to Germans and their propensities, but yeah. Never took the slightest interest in soccer, unfortunately. Sorry. Hang on, we got some spots. Got this one. Got this one, which got min raised, which is super strange. Maybe flop a set, and they're gonna go with it too. Queens take it down. And then we got this one where we make the nuts now. We are not quite gonna pot it. We are gonna bump it up. Gonna pot it here though. Take it down, get called, make more chances to make a straight here. The nuts stay nutty. And do make the nuts here as well. Yeah. I think the reason why gambling sites are not legal is follow the money. It's the brick-and-mortar casinos lobbying, and it's fucked up. I mean, I've suffered directly from these laws and regulations since the first shot I took at making it as a pro was the year Black Friday happened, or just before that. There was a limit hold'em player on Stars, full ring limit hold'em to boot. And yeah, those games died when Black Friday died. When Black Friday happened, I mean. Still in the tank. Oh, we wanna get called, do not get one. Flop and check. Seeing a raised pot. He bets it though. Alright. Flop a rap, no hearts. Trying to keep the pot size reasonable here as well. No, we never want to fold, not even against the pot size bet on the turn. Yeah, I know they're not licensed, but at least you have some online poker. Besides the few in between legal opportunities you have in some states. That's of course excellent, giving us the mortal nuts on the river. It's a backdoor flush as well. Meaning Noah might actually bet. And I'll go with the pot or close to pot, because I do that with bluffs here as well, i.e. a misdraw with an ace of diamonds. The prime candidate for a bluff. Zero Emotions 1. Cheers! Thank you for, thank you for following. It's down here. And people are taking a long time today. Up quite excellent up here, down here I would say. Slowly changing though. Yeah, I think so too, MP Adam. I hope so, that it's slowly changing. Still in that tank. The aces took it down pre. Wait, here still in the tank. Here we flop rather nice as well. Bunch of draws out there. Table 5, we took it down in turn as well. You're bound to be good here. So let's see if we can get a splash pot, a decent one. How are we doing? We're up a buy-in. So we squandered one against being up against the top set. Not sure if there's much to regret there though. Yeah, believe you me, I would love it for Americans to be able to play worldwide again. Generally speaking, and also for the sake of myself and for the sake of RunItOnce. Having all the Americans here would be huge. Let's start setting up a bluff by keeping the SPR as high as possible for now. We can actually put on some pressure on later streets. Oh, there's a problem. This guy is short, and for that reason I'm not going to come over the top or call and do something on the turn. That's a huge issue here. We're not going to be able to bluff him out and have to let it go. Had I noticed that before, I would have just given up on the flop right away. No, but that's too problematic. $53 entries now at PLO 50. And we're looking at another hour of streaming. Then I'll go on a break. I'll be back before midnight for the midnight splashy hours. And they added a third splashy hour window of 2 hours from 3 to 5 in the morning. I'll do my best to at least play the first one. The first hour, so from 3 to 4 as well. So the second stream of the day is going to be rather long, I suspect. But in Ukraine, oh. Right on. I hope you like it in the US. I'd certainly like my time there. Just with a pair of sixes on that flop, the money went in, no? Alright. Not good enough for a raise. I think. Double suited, maybe this. Let's check up on it. Button versus cutoff there. No, no. The two-paired jacks, double suited, that do get raised there, are ones where you have connectivity. Jack, Jack, 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8. The other ones are just calls, so that part is perfect. And the excellent blockers, we're going to go for it once again. Not quite as certain it's going to work this time around, though. We'll see. Because two pair, like any two pair with an ace, should call you a lot. But we do get the job done. Mark this guy out as a short stack a little bit. And on a table where we got trip aces before, we get trip aces again. Flop the nut flush draw here, paired board. So here I posted upon joining the table and flop quite huge, to be honest. Rainbow board, yeah, we're gonna be raising here and don't hate it if we need to get it in. Checking once more. Not quite sure I'm folding. Close. Hard size. Right, more betting. Letting it go, no bluffing here. And yeah, the king with king 10-10. And we make the nuts. Quite sweet. 3 bet, like sort of min 3 bet part here. We flop top 2 and we... Just gonna call for starters. Take it down, do not get caught. I still have top 2, the 8 doesn't change that much. Bet sizing is super strange. Yeah, I can understand. I would too. This is such a strange spot now. At least to me. And that's the problem with calling here. Now we don't quite know what we're up against if he bets again. But quite often the small bet sizing... Wait, what? I was gonna say, often enough the small bet sizing means he has something really good. I'm super confused now. Okay. That's quite nice. Generally speaking, this is not generally speaking, this is a mistake, calling here in the small blind. And it's not quite good enough to get a raise, so this hand in fact does not get played at all. This spot. We do have the low rep, which is kind of neat, but still. In a splash pot, sure, I'll open up my small blind ranges. Kings. Okay. On the Lexi table, we have a hand as well. Queens with a king and a jack. And the Ukrainian women. Yeah, that's a good point too. Ukraine does have quite beautiful women, I do know that. Go for one bet and then let it be. Picking up some additional equity. And are done with the hand. No, I'm not bluffing this guy. Ah. Damn it. Whoa. Oh, it's aces against aces pre-flop, huh? And takes it down with a straight. Jesus. 200 euro pot, 4 buy-ins. Open end of flush draw, not folding just yet. That would be the nuts with a redraw. Wait, sorry, jumped around there. Disciplined fold by the short stack. I'm assuming. I don't know what he had. Maybe it was just an ace-queen type of deal. Gonna be good here. I think a few bets we're gonna call. Go for a check all the way. Actually could have gone for a small value bet myself there. And we are up almost 2 buy-ins at this point. This hand kings here and aces down here. Pretty sweet ones for single suited. King 10 as the side cards suited to the king. I don't know how the Ukrainian bread is, Pasha Boya, but for me, we took it down with the kings and aces pre both cases. But for me, missing German bread was the main thing. Because American bread is full of air and sugar. Or corn syrup, whatever. There's a lot of great food to be had in the US. Bread, unfortunately, is not among it. Unless you have a German bakery in your neighborhood. The Hendrickson! Hey, welcome back. I have some translation to do. And I will be in the background. Doing okay so far? Yeah, up. I think you just heard, up almost 2 buy-ins. Could be up a little bit more. Got the money in well, except for one spot where we were a little bit behind. Not horribly so, but yeah, everything is going fine. I think I like how I played on the whole. Not too many ambitious bluffs. Yeah. Everything is cool. So you're a fellow translator as well, the Henriksen, huh? I'm too by trade. German and English. So if you ever need some support in that language combination, let me know. What languages do you do? Or is it like a hobby thing, something you do on the side, like voluntary works? Yes, in the big blind, that's fine. Lock in the second nuts, we're not gonna do anything fancy. Munich. Munich for sure. No contest. Yeah. By a long shot. I think I've been to Frankfurt only once or twice, and I'm not sure, like, I drove there in the evening, like, through downtown, the downtown areas, and I found it quite ugly. And traffic was horrible. So my impression, albeit very brief, of Frankfurt was not a great one. Whereas Munich, of course, is a super old town. Frankfurt is too. I mean, all the German cities and towns are super old. Especially by American standards. Not by Ukrainian, though, because you have a bunch of really old cities over there as well. But yeah, Munich is the nicer place. From what I've seen. Another 50 minutes for this splashy hours, for these splashy hours, and for the stream, for the first part of the stream. Then it's time for some dinner. Pretty cool flop all in all. Hope then a straight flush draw. Yeah, I think we can get away with betting. We don't hate life if we get raised, quite the opposite. It's just what do we... Oh, one question would be, what do we do when he raises? Do we come over the top? Probably wouldn't be unreasonable, or do we just call? Which also probably wouldn't be unreasonable. Different types of... 17 different types of bread grain. More than... Yeah, I suspected it is. Like, I think all the... Generally speaking, European bread, like this whole like European continent and east to it, has pretty decent, has really good bread. And man, did I miss that? Like nobody's business. This one we're letting go. We're gonna call here for the simple fact that any 4, 5, 6 roll. No, the 6 wouldn't be so great. 4, 5 would be amazing. Then we can bluff the pants off of him. If he keeps betting though, we just let it go. Danish-Swedish. All right. Cool. Yeah, I bet there's a lot of demand for that. I mean, there's probably also a lot of translators offering that language combination, but there's bound... Because these two countries are commercially very intertwined, right? I mean, my language combination couldn't be any more common. German-English. Nice. I don't know how it works for the... I don't know if you do a lot of translating. And I don't know how good the program I'm about to... that I mean is working for your language combination, but for me, the Dragon Natural Speaking has been amazing. I don't type anymore, I just speak it all in there. If you train it to your voice, then... into your speech patterns, it saved me so much work. Not least of all because there's not going to be any spelling mistakes. Sometimes it's going to recognize the wrong word, put the wrong word in there, so you need to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that boosted my productivity something fierce when I was still doing translations as my main income. Giving us the straight, just gonna check. Would not be too happy if he bets. Yes. No dumb questions here, and whenever I have a moment, I'm happy to answer them. Average cost of living more in Germany than the US? That I do not know. So I live in Eastern Germany, which is a comparatively low wage region in Germany, although wages in Germany have been going down on the whole quite significantly. It's an excellent question. I don't quite know the answer. I would assume they're a little bit lower because in America, the average cost of living, like the average, is being driven up a lot by the metropolitan areas where things get to be expensive quite quickly. At least rent and things like that. Other things are more cheaper. But it's a really excellent question. I don't quite know. Blocking anything? Quads against... Wow. Oh, he turned the second nuts there with kings full against quads. That was nasty. That's one of the few proper beats you can get in PLO. Not folding to Lexi. So I would guess for Eastern Germany, Pescherboy, the average cost of living are probably still a bit lower. For Western Germany, and for Eastern Germany a whole lot lower compared to the US. Aces and tens on the right table. If she was a bit crazier, I would go for the call, hoping she comes over the top, but I don't know. She's that nutty. Actually, let's put her in a blue shirt. She's not worthy of the pink shirt. Not a true maniac. He has a lot of incentive to just come over the top, put it all in pre. At 50 big blinds. Money's going... Ugh. I think the money is still going in. Not too excited about it. Just a pure flush draw, wow. Okay. Here we folded even though we made two pair, this guy leads out. Blocker's not good enough if we have a no spade in our hand. Otherwise I would call here sometimes, hoping for a king or jack to roll off. Or just, you know, filling up as an option too. Yeah, it's, yeah, I will, hang on. It's not the cheapest one. Like, I think I paid like 100 or 150 for my license. But for me, it's been... I wouldn't want to miss it for the world. What happened here? I think he was the pre-flop aggressor. He would take it down. Again with the excellent blockers. It's conning. That would be the nut. Oh, no, it wouldn't be the nuts. Duh. Mixed up my suits there for a moment. And I think I took like the... I don't know what license did I take. I took that license that like read through what the various versions offer to you. I took the one where you can dictate in two languages, because sometimes I dictated in English, sometimes in German. I think it was professional individual. But should you ever decide to order it, read through what you get for your money. If what features it has. And you can also wait on sales. I see that maybe I paid more for it. I just see the professional individual license is $300 dollars. But they quite often have sales where you can get it for 50% off. Two-bedroom house. Outside, yeah, which is still fine. 1K for two-bedroom house. But yeah, because a two-bedroom you share with somebody, right? Usually, you can share the cost. That's not too that's not horrible at all, I think. Yeah, my pleasure, the Henriksen. Happy to point you in that direction. Needs notation for commercial sites, yeah. I know, or I know some Swedes, some Danes, some Finns, some Norwegians because of my work in Canada, where I worked in linguistic quality assurance for video games. Glorified smartass. I read something in German, told them this is wrong and you should fix it to this. But the nature of that business was that a lot of young people joined with from all over the world, all the languages video games get translated into. So I know people from quite a lot of places, including all the Scandinavian countries. Alright. How we doing? We are up 2 buy-ins, almost to the penny. Like, down 2, 3, 4 euros below for being 2 buy-ins in profit. It's a sweet start to the day. Been playing for 2 hours, 20 minutes. But it ain't over yet. 40 more minutes for this session. Wait, really? Quite a sweet turn. They're gonna raise it up. Having no spades, no straight blockers. Ace pairs here. Takes really quickly. Take it down here as well. Block kings, which is nice. If you get raised, we let it go naturally. We do not, and we take it down. Hey, everybody folds, so it's up to us to fight for the €1 extra in there. Okay. Not completely horrible, especially not with that type of turn. Gonna be a raise fold. Just calling, never raising this. Got to the overpair. Question? Everybody checks. Checking behind is another great option, which I do most of the time here, I think. And this time the pot size takes it down. Down here, I think I don't need to be calling the flop here, actually. really bad against ace queen and have little in the way of outs. We do, well, we do have the backdoor flush draw on the flop. Checks to us twice now, or checks the turn now. Not be ace queen. Nice. Sorry, I might not have been showing the right table there. And he had ace jack 8, so he had a double gutter, ace jack 8-5. On table 3. Raised here, closing action, 3 Broadway cards and ace high suit. 5 also is connected to the ace a little bit. Noted, the Henriksen. If I do, and I might in the future, then I'll hit you up before then, and because I might forget by until then. Sweet. PLO market sucks there. Yeah, it wouldn't be a poker playing tour. My bankroll is a far way from supporting live play. Because for live play, with all the variants it entails, I would prefer to have a huge bankroll for it before I do. Okay. In that case, nope. They are still deciding. Here we're just gonna check if we can, otherwise we'll leave that stage. Sislim Bella, hey! Welcome to the channel. They are, it is still in beta. And next step up is gonna be resizable tables. That's the next feature being implemented. And soon afterwards, I think, it's from what they have been saying, sit and goes are gonna be next. Yeah, MP Adam, as always, with all the information there in the chat as well. After sit and goes, it's gonna be MTTs. And yeah, at some point in the hopefully not so distant future, you're gonna leave beta, ramp up the marketing, I would assume, hoping to drive more players to the site. Also, fall is starting, so more poker playing. Not as much poker playing happens in the summer compared to all the other seasons. So I think they're in a good way. I'm sure they wouldn't be. They are very actively listening to their players. And they probably wouldn't be opposed to adding anything else players want as soon as they have a player base to support it, i.e. like mixed games and things like these. Top pair, double cut shot. Make this straight for us. Thanks for the good luck. Time frame, we don't know. Resizable table. Sit and goes are in active development right now. Yeah, that's all I know. We don't have a concrete time frame. They're saying soon. Trademark. So hopefully not too far off. And thanks for the good lucks. Okay, nothing cooking there. However, we have this hand and we have this hand. Both of them certainly have some potential. Giving us a gutter on top of our nut flush draw. That's not super helpful. I'm sorry for being quiet for a moment. Need to eat at least a little bit. I feel I'm getting lightheaded. I haven't really eaten yet today. It's quite a decent turn. Alright, so 250 splash, that's a bit too weak even for the button to be calling here. I think I'd rather try to bet protecting our pair of jacks a little bit with a diamond and a gutter, yeah. Can still call a raise, and that's quite a card there. Giving us the nuts with an open-ended straight flush redraw. Yeah, we're going for it right away. We're free rolling him for sure. Let's see if he's free rolling us in another way in turn. Might actually not have the same hand. Maybe coming over the top. That's an interesting question. Do we want to come over the top here when we hold 2 jacks. I hadn't considered that. And hold a diamond, making a diamond draw coming in a little bit less likely. Yeah, this would have warranted some further thought, I suspect, because with us holding the 2 jacks, it is way more likely that he made a smaller straight. Well, too late now. Alrighty. So how are we doing? Not much has happened, but we are slowly chipping up more than more than 2 buy-ins at this point. 110, 112 bucks, something like that. Neat. That's quite a card again. Now we can actually call if he bets. No joy. Top 2, backdoor flush draw, no hearts. Single raised pot. And what do we do if he bets? If he checks, we pot it. Do we raise it if he bets? That's an excellent question. Doesn't arise, and I think on the whole I probably would have ended up just calling without a heart. Get aces here. These we might actually just call for change. Do this a little bit more often on the button as opposed to the cutoff, but some chance Lexi coming over the top. If not, we're playing a smallish one in position here now. And would you look at that? Get the best case scenario. This guy is a little bit short, so I briefly thought about maybe not max raising. So he basically has to come over the top. It's less incentivized to just call, because now he's going to come over the top. And no, really? And we are not reopening the action. Money is unfortunately, well, slash quote unquote unfortunately going in. Do have the nut flush draw on the blockers. Nice! Very, very nice. 183 euro pot there. Gee, best. That was alright. Woo! I think we're gonna raise and reevaluate. See what happens. I think we'll end up folding this. On the other hand, there are really only queens to be afraid of. Threes, deuces sometimes, but man, I would of course hate to win a huge one and lose this one here, but that shouldn't be the governing principle. Probably too large, yeah. Probably... Oh, come on, oh no! Alright, so he flopped quite nice. Just definitely ahead. Meh. Is what it is. Yeah. Putting us more than 3 binds in profit currently. Top set. Pretty sweet. 3 ways. No flush, no straight blockers. Ripsoko, hang on, I'll get back to you in a moment. I think the best advice for PLO... hang on. Got that, buying back. Right on.